Hello everyone, welcome back to Kirklees Guitar School. Today I'm going to teach you how to play Folsom Prison Blues by Johnny Cash. So the original's in the key of F. We're going to use a Capo on the first fret and use the chords E, A and B7. Now there's a full chord sheet which we'll come back to those in a second. There's a free chord sheet which I'll keep referencing and I'll take you through today. This can be downloaded from our website. On the first link in the description will take you to our website. We've got an index of every lesson we've ever done and you can download all the tabs there for free for all the songs. I think we're nearly up to 100 songs now, which is cool. Alternatively, you can go to the second link in the description which takes you to our private Facebook group. We have a group of about 3,000 guitarists in there, all practicing, talking shop. It's a really good place to be. If you feel like you need some people to sort of chat to, it's a really good place to be. We also do Feedback Friday over there as well. So if you want some constructive criticism on your playing and you want some feedback, post it in there and I'll get back to everybody. It's a really cool concept. You'll get a lot out of it. Right, so now we've got all the preamble out of the way. I'll pop this on and we can start picking through it. So my approach to this song, we've got a Capo on the first fret. It's the single guitarist on the gig concept is what I'm going for here, okay? So I'm trying to squeeze as much lead bits in as I can, but also enough chord work. I go out as a guitarist for hire, and oftentimes I'm the only guitar player on the gig, so I've got to try and sort of cover as many bases as I can. So this is my effort at doing so for this song. Now there's a couple of different versions of this song. I think this is the original kind of original version at the beginning. I think it is actually the Folsom Prison Blues recording. Johnny Cash says at the beginning, "Hello, I'm Johnny Cash," and then they start playing. It's that version that I'm going off. If you're unsure, let me know in the comments and I'll send you a link to exactly which version, but to be honest, they're all kind of the same. Right, I'll stop waffling. This is what we're going for first. This is Luther Perkins' part. It's really cool. Now I've kind of structured this song for a beginner. If you want to add a bit of the, if you want to put a bit of the chicken picking in, by all means please do, but we're not going to be covering that today. Right, so we've got the second fret on the A string. I'm going to pick that 3 times. I'm over here. I'm then going to play the first fret of the D string, and I'm going to pick that twice. Try and get down and up picking if you can. I'm then going to play the second fretware on the A string that I've just previously played, and then I'm going to move that upper string to the low E string before I move on to bar 3. Now you'll hear this note here. Sometimes they bend that note. If you want to put that in, by all means, so you might hear me do it occasionally. And then here, the band comes in. Now I couldn't decide whether to jump onto chords or carry on doing a little bit of the lead. Just for this bit, I think lead would be the better option. We're sort of doing this walking bass kind of. Open low E string, second fret on the A string. Let me play the whole thing for you. Now if you've done your job properly, we've done a little bit of lead intro and Johnny Cash should start singing in the next bar. So referring to the PDF, we've literally just played the top line and we're going on to what's labelled verse 1 and verse 2. So let's talk about the chords and the strumming pattern first and then we'll look at the form. So here are the chords again. So we've got an E major chord, A major, and then B7. And again, remember we've got the Capo on the first fret. It's essentially a blues. It's a 1-4-5. If you've watched the podcast, you'll have heard me talk about that before. Now, you've got a choice of 3 strumming patterns depending on where you're at as a guitar player. This one that I've notated is the middle of the road. So the first and beginner kind of strumming pattern is literally each bar. You'll see as we go further into the lesson, you can just strum each of these bars with 4 downstrokes and it'll sound absolutely fine. Or you can do this pattern here, which I call big, little, big, little. If you're struggling with, sorry, it's not big, little, big, little. It's little, big, little, big. I'll explain that in a second. If you're struggling with the strumming pattern I'm about to give you, just do 4 downstrokes per bar and it'll sound great. If you think it's a little bit easy, that strumming pattern, stick around to the end of this section and I'll teach you something that's a little bit more I'll teach you a train beat over that. Right, so let's go for the middle of the road first. So I call this little big, little big. We're essentially playing 8 notes per bar. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and quavers. And we're going to do all downstrokes for this. Fret an E chord. Remember, if it'd help you, at the back of this PDF, I've blown those chords up full big for you. So if you want to print those out at home, it will probably help you out quite a lot. So basically what we're going to do there is we're going to play 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and for each bar. Just try that for a second for me. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Once you've got that, I then do what I call little big, little big. Now watch my picking hand over here. I'm not sure if you can see that. I'm still picking 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 on, but I'll do what I call a little strum where I sort of strike the lower register of the strings. And then I do on the and, I'll do a full stroke, so you get 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. And it sort of creates this. And we count that 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So those are your 2 options for strumming. If you look at this over here, when I write my charts out, if you've never seen any of my lessons before, I always give you the strumming pattern in the first bar, and then when you see these 4 dashes, like you're going to see in this slide over here, all that means is this is the strumming pattern, and this is continued throughout the piece until the rhythm changes. Now, the reason that I do that is it makes it a lot easier to sight read, and it's a lot less scary to look at, and it's a lot easier to find your place when you get lost as well, so that's why I do it. So even though the rhythm looks to have changed, it absolutely hasn't. So we've got 4 bars of E, 2 bars of A, 2 bars of E, 2 bars of B7, I'm looking at the bottom right now, and then 1 bar of E. It's like an 11 bar phrase, which is quite interesting, considering it's based on a 12 bar blues concept. So what I want you to do is I want you to work through that from the very top, you see over here, and work through, pause the video, and work through all those 11 bars. We'll have a go now, but then I want you to pause the video and try it at home for yourselves, okay? So we'll go E, 2, 3, 4, E, 2, 3, 4, bar 3, 2, 3, 4, last bar of E, 2 and 3 and 4 and A. We're on the middle line now, 2 bars of A. 1, 2, 3, 4, back to E, 2, 3, B7 bottom left for 2 bars, and then 1 bar of E. So hopefully you can hear that sort of, I hear that train a-coming, it's rolling round the bend. I ain't seen the sunshine since I don't know when to A. I'm stuck in Folsom Prison and time keeps dragging E. Then we go B7 and I've forgotten the words. But you can hear the tune once you start doing that. And just have a go in your own little bubble, or slow the record down. If you know how to do that, slow the record down on YouTube so that you can sort of play it at a pace that you want to. Now, can you see this funny looking bracket here? And then at the bottom right, just after that final E chord where it says tab, there's like an opposing one. That's for verse 1 and 2. If you refer to the PDF which I've drawn up for you, and go get that, by the way. It's going to really help you with the structure of this song, because there's not a lot in it, to be honest. That basically means that you need to repeat that 11 bar phrase twice, and that's verse 1 and verse 2 together. Then as we move on to bar 15 at the middle of this first page, you come across this. Now this is the first kind of like lead break that we get in the song. Now it is a little bit more ornate than this, but I have sort of chopped a little bit of the chaff out to sort of make it as accessible for as many people as possible. And also it does like a bit of a... does like a little bit of a Travisy thing later on, which I've substituted with chords just for the level of player that are going to get the most out of this lesson, okay? Let's have a look over here first. Da, 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 da. So I'm starting on the G string. I'm going to pick the open G, then the first fret, which doesn't sound like much by itself, but when you hear the next couple of notes, it'll make sense. That note's a little bit ambiguous, isn't it? I'm then going to go to the B string, and I'm going to go 0, 3, 0, 3. And then I finish here with an open B string. Try that for me. Just pause the video and get that first bar under your fingers. Moving into the second bar, it's more or less identical. However, I've cut off. You see how there's an open B at the end of the first bar and there isn't at the second? Yeah, he says. You play the same lick, but you hang on to the very last note. Try those first two bars. Pause the video and try those two bars together. If you're feeling brave, you can see how bar 3 and bar 1 are identical, and bar 4 and bar 2 are identical, so it's essentially the same thing repeated twice. Now, you'll hear them do this. You'll hear them walk down into another section. Now, what I've done is I've put chords here. So the top line here is what we've just played. And then from bar 19, the middle row where it goes to an A, what I want you to do for the purposes of this lesson is I just want you to go to that A chord and go back to the strumming pattern. 2 bars of A to E. B7. Finish on E. So let's just read ahead ever so slightly. Right, okay. So from this point, you've got everything for the song. You've got the whole thing, all the parts. It's just a case of finishing off structurally what's going on. So at the bottom of page 1 of the PDF, you go to verse 3, which starts at bar 26. Verse 3 is identical to verse 1 and verse 2. There's nothing new in that, which takes us on to the second page of the PDF. After verse 3, we go back into that lead break, which is pretty cool, into those chords that we've just previously discussed, where the band are doing the Travis picking thing, but we're just going to play chords. Then moving into that, we've got verse 4, which is his final verse. Now, verse 4, again, is identical to the previous verses. However, rather than having them at the end of the song, you'll see at the very bottom of the second page, the intro rolls back around. So it plays the intro lick, but the only differing part with that is it plays the... it doesn't play the very last note of the walking bass part in the third bar. Okay? You need to put the record on and kind of hear that in situ for it to make sense. So you've got all of the parts there. The third page of the PDF is a chord sheet. Now, just before we move on, just before we finish, I want to show you that more advanced strumming pattern, because I did say we were going to look at that and I forgot, didn't I? So you've either got downstrokes, you've got the little big strumming, or you can do what I call a train beat, which is little big still, but after you've done the big stroke, you're going to come up with a really fast semiquaver. You hear how I've put an extra note in there. Instead of going down, 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 down for 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, I'm going down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up. Watch my plectrum. You see how I do like a baby down, a big down, and a baby up, and it creates this. did a lesson on Country Roads by John Denver, which is equally as, which has the same strumming pattern. That will work over this, and that's like my go-to country and western pattern. Gear-wise, I'm using this, I think it's a 70s Echo Ranger. It's really cool guitar, kind of has that country and western kind of vibe. It's just a dreadnought style guitar. You don't even have to play this on acoustic. If you've got an electric guitar and that's all you've got at home, just use a clean tone and just a splash of reverb and it'll sound great. Dreadnought guitars were designed for this kind of, then this one does it absolutely beautifully. I'm just acoustic today. I know I've got a pickup here, but it's not plugged in. So, what did you think of that? Let me know in the comments. This is sort of geared more towards beginner to sort of advanced beginner guitarist, but I hope you've all taken something from it, and it mixes that sort of lead and chord work. Remember to head to the first link in the description and tell me what you think of the new website. Everything can be downloaded there for free, and hopefully a few more of you can kind of get hold of the tabs now as well, which I appreciate it's been quite difficult up to this point. I'll see you next week for another acoustic guitar lesson. Thank you so much.